Now, one of the biggest global advisory firm, KPMG, has released its annual CFO Outlook survey, which provides valuable insights into how chief financial officers and their organizations view the business environment, the government, in response to challenges that lies ahead. For the year 2021, the shadows of the pandemic year 2020 is yet much hanging over the Nigerian economy and businesses. Let's bring on the Tola Adeyemi, who's a partner and head audit services at KPMG Nigeria, and provide more insight for us into the latest CFO Outlook survey for the current year. Tola, it's good to see you. Good evening. Great to have you on the show tonight.
Good evening. Good evening, and thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. When we got names such as KPMG coming up with some reports, everybody's ear is up because we know it's locked and loaded. So, give me the key trends that shaping 2021 so far. We've done first half, we're now saying welcome the second half of the year. What's in this survey report? Give me the highlights.
Okay, well, when we surveyed chief financial officers in Nigeria and asked them that question in terms of what are the trends that they see that are impacting the year, they told us three broad things. The first one, of course, you've alluded to it in terms of global dynamics. And here I'm referring to the COVID-19 pandemic and the attendant impact that has had on the global economy. When that trickles down to the local economy, we then see attendant impacts in terms of fiscal policy and as well as monetary policy locally. The other big trend that they spoke about was socio-political factors, which are tending towards threatening security and creating a climate of instability within the country and how this impacts business. The other key trend they spoke about was technology and how technology continues to disrupt businesses and force businesses to rethink the way they are doing things.
So why talk to CFOs? So why talk to CFOs? These are chief financial officers. Why talk to them? Why are they critical?
Well, they're critical because of the role they play within organizations. The chief financial officer traditionally is the person that's in charge of the finances of the business, as well as working capital management and all things related to managing the profitability of the business. So they're right there in the heart of what creates value for the shareholders of entities. And that's why it's important to understand their perspective on the companies, but also on the broader economic environment.
So what are the concerns of the CFOs about the state of the Nigerian economy so far in the year up to this point?
Well, thanks. We asked this question this way. We asked CFOs, what are your stay awake issues? In other words, what are the issues?
What keeps you awake at night?
Absolutely. and that already comes with an inference that CFOs do not sleep well at night because of what's happening currently. They mentioned three things to us. At the top of the list was the whole issue of foreign currency. And here it's around foreign currency policy, foreign currency availability. The second issue had to do with taxation and tax policy, as well as the whole environment around taxation and the collection of taxes and the administration of taxes in Nigeria. The third area had to do with the COVID-19 pandemic and how to adapt their businesses to the new realities that COVID-19 brings. So those were the top three stay awake issues for our CFOs.
But did the survey reveal how they think the government should address these issues to enable businesses to grow and so on?
It certainly did.
Do they have solutions?
Well, it certainly did. I mean, the survey, they expressed their concerns because we did ask the question, what is it that you would like government to do better? And here they mentioned three things. One was tackle security. Companies hate uncertainty, and they need the government to tackle the insecurity head on. And that means dealing with the social political issues that are generating that insecurity. The second issue has to do with infrastructure, where they were very clear in terms of the fact that government needs to continue to invest in and improve infrastructure, because infrastructure affects businesses in so many ways. Indeed, it raises the cost of doing business. So when we talk of infrastructure, we're talking a big one is the transport infrastructure, the road networks, the rail networks, the sea networks. These are things that are critical to functioning of businesses. Then the third area they mentioned is power. And you'll recognize that this is an age-old issue. Power, power, power. A lot has been done in this area, but a lot still remains to be done because companies are still having to spend vast amounts of money generating their own power. So these are the areas where they'd like to see government doing a lot more to improve the environment for business.
But why are they so concerned about taxation?
Well, because it affects them in so many ways. Now, let me make a point here. The CFOs recognized that the tax authorities are doing a lot to try to improve tax administration in Nigeria. So they recognize and appreciate the efforts of the tax authorities in terms of going more digital, in terms of the new platforms that they've just launched to facilitate electronic filing of taxes. Those are good things. But the message from CFOs is that there's still a lot to be done. There's still the issue of multiplicity of taxes, where companies are taxed from the federal level, they're taxed from the state level, they're taxed from the municipalities and local government level. So it's almost taxes everywhere. And companies are saying, why can't these be consolidated instead of us having to deal with multiple tax authorities in multiple jurisdictions? There's also the issue of clarity of the tax laws in itself, where a lot more could still be done to improve clarity.
On a final note, for about 1 minute, let's talk about COVID-19, how to mitigate the impact moving forward. Again, with the whole development of the pandemic last year and a bit of it still in this year, doesn't look like it's any blue ocean yet. So what are their concerns looking forward beyond the immediate?
Well, as they look forward, one thing they all recognize is that the top line is challenged. So the way they're looking at this is to say that if the top line is challenged, what they've got to do is to improve efficiency of their businesses. So they're looking at the issue of cost optimization in a very real way and being strategic about areas of the business where they can still reduce costs. Utilizing technology to drive cost optimization is a big area of focus. So increasingly, companies are spending more on technology as a way of improving efficiency. And this is part of the response to COVID. You'll recognize that with COVID has come working from home. Working from home has meant that they've got to enable their employees to work from home, and they've got to enable the businesses to continue functioning from various locations. So technologies such as investing in cloud-based technologies, gradually introducing robotics into the business, machine learning. These are all things that companies are doing to drive efficiency in response to these times.
Interesting, Tola Adeyemi. My final question would have been, if the CFOs are concerned about not sleeping at night because salaries have to be paid, I think that should be included in your next survey. So, but let's leave that for next year.
All right, then.
Thank you so much. Do have a wonderful weekend and see you next time on the show. Tola Adeyemi, Partner Head Audit Services at KPMG Nigeria. Thank you very much.